Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Boys and girls, it's been a while since I've done a video, and that's really because I wanted to just settle the ship, calm the waves down after the 4-0 loss at Liverpool. And it's really good to hear from Mikel Arteta in his interview that not only did the guys really come in and stand up and take onus for their mistakes, but then the leadership moving forward was just setting the tone for expectations. And it said it's something that he hasn't seen before. And it's really nice to hear it because we do know from previously that the leaders in that locker room is the centre-backs, Gabriel and Ben White. And we do know Aubameyang and Lacazette have been throwing their foot forward, and Aaron Ramsdale. So I think, remember when I talked about a couple of weeks ago that all this question about leadership and everything is just rubbish because it is there. That was indicative of how the team has changed. We are moving forward in a different light, and fair play to them. And for us as the fans, we need to be the 12th man when they're coming out there this Saturday against Newcastle. And that is really going to tell us a lot about our team. And remember, guys, I know some of you lot still won't let that Liverpool loss go. And that's fine, you do you. But for the rest of us, we're going to move forward because Liverpool are not our competition. If anybody out there thinks Arsenal are playing this season to win the league, we're not. Yeah? Arsenal are trying to get back into Europe. In my opinion, that means top 6. Some of you lot have moved to the top 4. But nobody on this planet is saying that Arsenal will come first. So Liverpool are just not our competition. Chelsea are not our competition. And Manchester City are not in our... We're not in their league, yeah? And you got to be man enough to admit that. But for the rest of you guys, it's a big game because, again, it's back in front of the fans. It is ending in November, which has actually not been that bad for Arsenal. Arteta, of course, was manager of the month and coming into the running for it again. We know that basically this was a month that the team has struggled with in the past. That horrible November that we've seen from previous before. It was this time last year that the team capitulated. But what's happened this year isn't anything but that. One bad result and the rest have been pretty much moving up to 5th. Not only that, but Arsenal have maintained 5th place. And that's a good place to be. When you face a top team, the worst thing that can happen to the occurring teams around us is that when they lose or they drop points, you drop down the table. Arsenal, Lady Luck, has been with us, and it didn't impact us last week because a lot of teams lost. You know, West Ham, Man United, a lot of teams around us dropped points. So we didn't feel it as bad. So this allows us to then take up the Newcastle result and maintain the pressure that we've got of trying to jump back in that 4th position. So I think this is a very positive thing for Arsenal. Couple of tough away games, Old Trafford, Goodison Park. But I think that the team can handle it. I really do. I think they can handle it. And I don't know what the expectations are in terms of the next 3 games, whether it's 9 points or 6 points or 7 points. But what I do know is we have to continually fight in order to get points and get movement on what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve this year. We're getting there, guys. Slow process, but we're getting there. Arsene Wenger has been the point of topic. This was something that Arteta had a word with him last week when they had the premiere of the Arsene Wenger Invincibles film, and then Charles Watts had a word with Arteta really about what it meant to have that picture there of him that the players sort of high-five in the London Coney ground. And it's funny because the fans for years have been talking about trying to bring Wenger back in some capacity. There are so many ways that this man can help you. And I don't understand why the club wouldn't do that. Yes, they're doing it now. And you'd have to think that this is something that Edu is pulling the trigger on. You think that with the years that Vinay has had there and the years that Josh Kroenke was not there, that they are the ones that are implementing this change that is going on. And I really do hope that Arsene Wenger comes on board and just tries to give his 2 cents. And whether that is at the boardroom level, a little bit like what Bobby Charlton did at Man United, then I would welcome it. Whatever happens, there is things that he can do for the team which doesn't involve him being on the pitch. And I think with fans over the years, what they were worried about was him having too much influence in what goes on the pitch. And realistically, Arsene Wenger can do more than that. He was one of the pioneers that brought the change in the Emirates Stadium and was able to turn Arsenal into a self-sustaining model. If we was at the Highbury now, people were talking about Highbury, we wouldn't be generating any money. And Arsenal, as you know, has spent more money than any club in the last 3 years. If we were at Emirates, we wouldn't be able to do that. We're generating 144 million a year just by having fans in the stadium. That is a huge achievement in terms of what it can give the team in terms of its buying power. And that is being reflected on the pitch. We are only here, guys, because we were able to buy a trailer load of players in the summer. 6 players that have come in. Most of them now are starting every game. And that is reflected in the money that has spent, which has reflected in the money that's made from the Emirates. And although the club has been losing money year on year for the last few years, that's because there's been no fans and because they're out of Europe. With everything back settling as it is now, Arsenal are going to be on the front foot, which is what we want. So I'm all for it. I've been a big fan of Arsene Wenger for many years. I was not one of those guys that was dogging him out and pushing him out the front door, and the horrible treatment that he got from the media and the fan base when he left, which I didn't think that he deserved. But at the end of the day, it was time for him and he went. And now it's time for him to come back. So upsets Newcastle on Saturday. And this is going to be one for the neutrals, really, because as I said previously before, Eddie Howe was someone Arsenal was looking for to replace Arsene Wenger a while ago. So we're going to see what he can do to revitalise this Magpie squad. He's out with COVID, as you guys know, and they're sitting rock bottom of the league. Worse still, Eddie Howe's men are the only team in top flight English football that has yet to even pick up a victory. So that they're going to be struggling with to kind of overcome at the Emirates. It's going to be something which Arsenal are going to battle against as well. Now, a lot of these people might be talking about Arsenal have won 6 of their last meetings between the two teams without conceding a goal, by the way. And it's been 2014 since the Magpies have even scored at the Emirates Stadium. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. Arsenal really have no other concerns injury-wise outside of Kolasinac and Granit Xhaka. As for Newcastle, Fabian Schär had to be taken off with a hamstring strain against Brentford. So Emil Kraft may be drafted into the defence. However, I think they're going to stick with a 3-man midfield. We know that Joe Willock has lost his goal-scoring touch because they've been playing him as a holding midfielder. I can't believe they're playing him as a 4 and a 6 rather than an 8. It's crazy. You spend 25 million for a player like that and then you shove him into the wrong position. I think that Eddie Howe is definitely going to change that. They cannot let it go on. He was their big summer signing, and then you go and slot him into a position that he's not really accustomed to, which makes no sense. Paul Drummett is the only definite absentee for Newcastle. Starting lineups for Arsenal, I'm going with Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Kieran Tierney will come in. And then hopefully I'm going with a Lokonga Partey holding midfield with Smith Rowe on the left, Pepe on the right, Aubameyang and Lacazette in the middle. I know it's hard on Saka because a lot of people are saying, yes, of course he's going to start, and he probably may well, but I think it's time you rest the kid, and I think it's time you give Pepe a chance to come in and start something new for you. You know Pepe's goals and assist record is way higher, and as I said, 26 goals and 18 assists in the last 2 seasons. So Pepe is definitely the more dangerous out of the two, and I would go with that if I was Arteta. If not, then you're probably going to see Saka come in. And I'm going for a 2-0 home win for the Gunners. So guys, let me know your thoughts. And so I'll catch you guys in a preview. Speak to you later, man. Peace out. Right back at you.